guys, welcome back to the channel. And we have with us Kyle Lopez from Bollycoin. Bollycoin was launched last month. Is that right, Kyle?
Yeah, sure. It's been just over a month and 5 days since we launched our coming soon website and made the official announcement.
Yes. So, I mean, when it was launched, there was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of curiosity, and at the same time, there were a lot of questions as well. So, so we are going to answer a lot of those questions. I had tweeted about this AMA, and there are a lot of questions that have come from Twitter as well. So I have those questions as well. So we will get into it. Kyle, let's begin with your introduction. Like, what was your life like pre-crypto? When did you get introduced to crypto? And what was the inspiration behind Bollycoin? But let's go back.
Okay, so let me start with my introduction. I finished my college back in 2016, and my first job was at Blackstone, at Oracle in Mumbai. And back then, I heard about Bitcoin, and that was in the midst of the initial first bull run. And the bull run was just beginning, actually. And somehow it caught my attention. And the first time I logged into Bittrex, which was the most famous exchange then. And somehow I never looked back. I started my own Telegram channel, and we used to provide signals, and yeah, so on and so forth. And then as the bear market hit in the beginning of 2017, 2018, end of 2017 to 2018, I had to close the Telegram channel, and I was still into crypto, but the markets were dead, and we were not doing a lot of, I was not doing a lot of trading. And then again, we all know what happened 18 months ago. It's been only upwards and onwards since then. So I think September last year was when the NFT markets started to make a lot of noise. And I just thought that it made complete sense to bring Bollywood onto the blockchain. And the NFT space was offering the perfect opportunity for this. So yeah, so I got in touch with a couple of my friends, and we decided to just bring Bollywood to the blockchain and have an official marketplace for Bollywood NFT. And yeah, that was how it initially started.
Sure. So did you say it was 2017 that you got introduced, like during the bull run?
It was towards the end of 2016 that I first started trading.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. I mean, those. Sorry, go ahead.
Go on. I was just saying that back then it was basically about technical analysis, and you used to have a lot of these pump and dump groups. So I learned the hard way about what all of those things were, and
I mean, those were very early days. There were only Bittrex and Bitfinex, a few sort of these exchanges. Binance was recently launched at that time.
Yeah.
The space was really new, and we never at that time we never really had a practical product apart from Bitcoin. Like, there was nothing else. Ethereum was still emerging, so those days. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
So just in terms of mass adoption as well, like I think back then the markets were very, very at a very nascent stage, and they could be very easily manipulated. Even though they can do that today, the extent to which it can be manipulated has reduced a lot. So it's a natural progression of markets as they mature.
Yeah. So here we are in 2021. The space has matured a lot, and especially 2020, we had a lot of DeFi protocols, and now 2021, we have a lot of NFTs coming in. So specifically for this project, which is called Bollycoin, which is your project. So I want to get into tokenomics of it, like how did you decide on the number of total Bollycoins tokens and on things like that. But first, tell everybody what is Bollycoin.
So Bollycoin is the native digital token for our NFT marketplace, right? The idea behind starting our own token was to give our community a sense of belonging, right? We could have very easily just launched a marketplace and launched the Bollywood NFTs on the marketplace, but we wanted to make a decentralized community, right? So we even though our DAO is not built yet, in the coming months, it's going to be in place. And we want the holders of Bollycoin to actually decide several things, whether it's with celebrity to get on board next, or whether it's the actual tokenomics. We wanted to make it as decentralized as possible. So that was the idea behind Bollycoin. The reason we decided to have 100 million coins was because we felt like it's important that we have a rather large community. So we wanted to price our coin below $1 to start with. And just because the Bollywood industry and the crypto industry aren't, they don't overlap a lot, right? So don't get me wrong, a lot of Bollywood content consumers are into crypto as well. But overall, they're two separate communities. And we wanted to initially build on our Bollywood community before we reach out to the crypto space and bring the two together. Yeah.
So there are a total of 100 million Bollycoin, is that right?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
So how many of these are like trading already? And like, do you have like private investors where some of these tokens have gone for the vesting period? And so how many of them are in circulation right now?
So right now we've sold 20 million Bollycoin. Currently we don't have trading on yet, but next month we will be launching our IDO. So after that, trading will begin. In terms of vesting, we vested the team supply. So 30% of the total supply will belong to the team initially. We are following something called a progressive decentralization model. Like 1 or 2 years down the line, it's not our intention to hold 30% of the total supply. But initially, just as we get the biggest names on Bollywood into Bollycoin, we would need to progressively decentralize the entire ecosystem. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so 30% with the team. Like, are there any private investors where so let's say 20% right now in the circulation, you're saying, right?
Right.
In the market.
Right.
So I think they are already trading on DEXs, like Uniswap and all. Or do you see any liquidity for those tokens?
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. So we'll be doing the IDO in December. So as of now, we've not provided liquidity yet.
Okay. But there have been initial set of people who bought Bollycoin, right?
Yes. So we did an initial sale of 1.75 million. That was a couple of months ago to a couple of private investors. So it was a very, very small allocation. And after that, we've last month we opened our 20 million for pre-sale. These 20 million tokens is because we don't necessarily want to add by staking the coin is a lot, and we believe that organically the price will grow very naturally, and we're not concerned about early investors jumping on the market, because like I said, our community is very Bollywood centric, and the people who own Bollycoin for now are very vested into the project. And for example, the other we were searching for a few resources. We got a great response from them, and that's the entire model in which Bollycoin is based: make it as decentralized as possible, and also to help the community members participate.
Kyle, your voice is breaking really. Like I'm not sure whether there's a network issue from my end or your end, but your voice has been breaking a lot
Okay.
in between. Uh,
Okay.
okay, so I think I'll post a lot of information from the. I think these token allocation is there on your white paper. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It is on the white paper. So we have got a lot of feedback about how we could improve the white paper in terms of the tokenomics just a little bit. We are looking to incorporate that as well, but for the major part, it will remain the same.
And you mentioned there will be an IDO. Do you have any tentative date?
We're looking at the second week of December to do that as a tentative date. Yeah.
Second week of December. And which platform will you be going for?
So initially we would want to we would want to add liquidity on Uniswap. However, I don't want to reveal any official exchange names for now. Yeah.
Got it. And then from there on, depending on the performance, you may decide to list on centralized exchanges as well, like Binance and others. Is that right? But initially it will be on.
Yeah. So more than Binance, we are looking to get on the Indian exchanges just because it's, again, feedback we've got from our community, and we're already in talks with a couple of exchanges from India, but of course I can't reveal any names for now.
Yeah. No, I got yesterday, like I said, there was some questions, and a lot of people said that which Indian exchange is it listed on. Right. So it only makes sense that a Bollywood coin is listed on an Indian exchange, So
yeah, definitely. And go on.
No, please go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that hopefully with the regulations that are gonna come in a cryptocurrency, maybe in the winter bill or at the next budget, we would be able to integrate very, very easily, and people would be able to seamlessly convert and buy NFTs with INR and on the whole regulation aspect of crypto and NFTs.
Yeah, and so tell us about what will be the utility of this Bollycoin on the NFT platform.
So there will be two aspects to the utility. Number one will be the functioning of the entire DAO, right? So we would want holders of Bollycoin to be able to make a proposal of their own and actually have the community vote on what they would like Bollycoin as a platform to do, right? Whether it's onboarding a certain celebrity or whether it's the manner in which a particular NFT is made. For example, you've probably seen the Bored Ape Club NFTs, and there's a certain theme behind every collection, right? So we would have our community participate in the themes as well. Over and above that, a certain percentage of the sale of every NFT would actually come back to the stakers of Bollycoin. So when that percentage comes back, it would come back in the form of Bollycoin. Again, this is something that we've incorporated into the way we want to function now, because initially we had something called a Bolly credit system, and a percentage of the sale of every NFT was going to come back to the platform in the form of Bolly credit, and holders of Bolly credits could use that to discount future NFTs. However, a lot of the feedback we got from the crypto community in general was that this was not a best practice, and it would be better to actually reward stakers in the form of Bollycoin. So right now we are looking to integrate that into the tokenomics. Yeah.
So one use case you mentioned is DAO, because your vision is that going ahead you want to decentralize how in terms of how the whole Bollycoin and the NFT platform is governed. So community should have a say, and you have a say by holding those Bollycoin. That's one of the use case. Would you also will Bollycoin be used to buy those NFTs on the platform as well as a currency?
So although as of now that is the idea, to have Bollycoin as well as Ethereum as a mode of payment to buy the the actual NFTs, and we're also looking to build on Polygon. So we're going to be doing Ethereum as well as Polygon to buy, and yeah, Bollycoin could be one of the mode of payments along with Ethereum and potentially the Matic token.
So what I understand is that basically the Bollycoin, the token itself is how the whole like for example, lot of gaming, right? So for example, Axie Infinity,
Right.
You have NFTs,
Right.
and then you have SLPs, which is used as currency on the platform. So that's how it seems that Bollycoin would be the fuel of the platform.
Definitely. So yeah, Bollycoin would 100% be the fuel of the entire ecosystem in general. And yeah, so also just one more point that I wanted to bring up would be the entire inclusion of the metaverse. So as of now, just in our roadmap, we've mentioned about us building our own metaverse, but we are already in talks with one of the biggest players in the industry to have a Bollycoin festival in the metaverse. And although of course I can't reveal any names, it's a place we really want to explore, just because if you could potentially have a Bollywood fan walk into the metaverse and meet the avatar of their idol, something like it would transform the way the entertainment and Bollywood industry works as of today. And that's probably the most exciting aspect of the entire project as of now.
Yeah. No, I absolutely see this as a huge potential. Bollywood itself is a huge industry, and and there are fans around India and around the world, and there's so much utility that can be brought in, with NFTs and tokens.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. So, again, I feel like. Go on.
No, your screen just froze, so that I was wondering, are you able to listen to me?
Yeah, I could hear. Yeah, no, I was just saying that I feel like the NFT and metaverse spaces are only just beginning, and it's at such a nascent stage. And of course, there may well be a correction in the future, but currently there are over 1 billion Bollywood content consumers, and there are only 200 million cryptocurrency users in the world, and that amount's only going to grow, right, as we go on. And I think that the thought of bringing Bollywood and crypto and making it one large community is just so tremendously exciting.
Yeah. So before I move on to the NFTs and what sort of NFTs will that be and other things, I want to know, like, how is the team size right now? Like, what sort of teams do you have? Like, who all are leaders behind Bollycoin? And in terms of tech and development, how is the team size?
So we have Atul Agniotri as one of the co-founders, along with Arman Poonawala. Atul is very well known in the Bollywood industry. He's leading the partnership side of things. He's got close relations with the Salman Khan family as well. And Arman Poonawala is he's a second-time startup founder. He's actually a school friend of mine. We were the ones who decided to get together and bring Bollywood to the blockchain. And along with that, we have myself. I've already made my introduction, and we also have Ayan, Alize, and Alia, along with Karamveer. So each one of them plays a very important role within our team. And so that's pretty much it. It's Arman, Atul, and me as the three-man partners.
So let's talk about the NFTs. Now NFTs, while NFTs has gone by strong in this season, like in West, we see a lot of Hollywood celebrities also entering NFT space, and Bored Ape Yacht Club and things like that. At the same time, there have been also very misuse of this space at the same time. So we see almost every day NFTs coming in India itself. Like in India itself, I can tell you that Bollycoin would be maybe second or third project that I heard with the Bollywood, right? There were two more or three more projects also working with Bollywood, So I want to understand like how, like what, first of all, like what's your plan with the NFTs? What kind of
Right.
NFTs will there be on the platforms and why should people buy them?
So, Shiv, you actually make a great point, right? So, even though there are a couple of other platforms looking to do Bollywood NFTs, what differs us from the others is we are actually looking to make NFTs out of iconic Bollywood content and not just release an NFT of a famous Bollywood star, right? So we've had a couple of famous Bollywood celebrities already release NFTs, but that's not only what we're doing. We're actually tying up with production houses because we feel like the iconic scenes from the most iconic movies, those would be where the true value of the NFTs lie. And that is what we're so excited about because ultimately, from the 1 billion Bollywood consumers, they're all very familiar with the famous movies, right? They're Bollywood fans. And I think everyone would want a certain piece of memorabilia from their personal favorite movie. And right now, there's no other platform that I know of that's doing Bollywood NFTs related to the actual movies. So that's the main difference between us and any of the other platforms.
So in this case, you'll have to, there will be like a partnership or contract required between the production houses and you, right?
Yeah. So on a legal aspect, although it is a little complicated, we're already in talks with a lot of the production houses. We already have 4 production houses signed up. The 4 that belong to the Khan family, Salman Khan family, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Also, what's important to note is a lot of people don't understand this concept, but the original owner of a piece of content, right? Even if he makes that into an NFT, he actually retains the reproduction rights, or he can retain the reproduction rights to that particular NFT. So it doesn't mean that if you're buying a particular clip as an NFT, that you have the reproduction or the redistribution rights. That will remain with the original person. It's just that the NFT in itself is the first original verifiable piece of that content on the blockchain that will be made as the NFT. Yeah.
So these NFTs, you're saying that will they be like a clip, a small clip for these movies? What do you want?
So we're looking to do we're looking to do absolutely everything, right? Whether it's a poster, whether it's a 2 or 3 second movie clip, whether it's a trailer. We're also looking into doing unreleased content from different shoots. We are also entering into merchandising, so different sets, for example, iconic movie sets. So the possibilities are limitless, and we can pretty much make the most iconic content into NFTs, and that is the goal.
And so these clips that you mentioned will and the other stuff, will that be from the past movies, or do you also have plan to include those from the future productions?
So what we do is we tie up with the production houses. So as of now, it would mean the past movies, but depending on the agreement we have with them, it would also mean upcoming movies as well.
So do you think that these NFTs will like I think it's always a fan who buys an NFT. That's the number one. Either you're a fan, right, you buy an NFT, oh, I'm a big fan, I'm a huge fan, I love this, I want to own it. That's your number one motivation. And the number 2 motivation sometimes is that I want to flip it on the market. Maybe this will have some value. This is precious, and there'll be a resale. How do you look at it? Like, why will people buy? Do you think a lot of people will buy because they are fan, or they want to resale it in the future?
So Shiv, this is such a great point you make, right? Just because, like with the cryptocurrency, right? You have hodlers and you have people who look to flip it. The reason we focused on building a Bollywood community as opposed to an initial cryptocurrency community is because we want the people who buy NFTs to see the actual value in it and not look for a quick flip. Having said that, markets determine prices, and we understand that it's a very important aspect into price determination. So while there will be people who buy the NFTs for a quick flip, we know there's nothing we can do about it, and we're not against it. It's just that we would rather have people who see the true iconic value in the NFTs to be the ones who purchase it.
And when will be the first release of these NFT on the platform?
So it's going to be December. We don't want to release or commit to an actual date, but we're looking at the end of December for our first NFT.
So basically, December also you have the IDO for Bollycoin. So basically,
yes. December is going to be a big month. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So I understand. So basically, the IDO will happen, and then probably after that, the NFT marketplaces will launch.
Yes, that's the idea.
Interesting. Right. So what are the? I mean, like what? Yeah, you mentioned about the regulatory challenges. So I was just trying to understand that in your process of setting this up, the NFT marketplace and going through token, distribution, have you come across any challenges, regulatory challenges so far? And do you see foresee any regulatory challenges in future?
So I'd say the regulation aspect was probably the biggest hurdle we had in setting Bollycoin up, just because it's a very gray area in India, and all we want to do is work with the government and do everything within the bounds of the regulation. But as of now, there just happens to be no regulation. So we work very closely with our legal teams to make sure that that we have done everything from our end. And we're hoping that in the winter bill, or by the time the next budget comes out, there is going to be a complete regulation of not just the cryptocurrency space, but the NFT space in general. And the sounds we're hearing is that there's going to be a lot of regulation. And the government's very changed its stance towards blockchain and cryptocurrency in general since 2018. So that's why we're really bullish, and we're looking forward to working with the regulators as well.
Yeah, that's nice. So let's take some questions from Twitter, from the community. So JA asks, Amarnani, he says the process of using the Bollycoin for discounts on buying NFTs seems a little confusing. Can you explain the process in a little more detail? Also, as an early investor, what will be the main driving point to get a good returns on my investment over the long run?
So like I mentioned earlier, right? Like the entire community was not completely for the Bolly credit system, and we are looking to change that. However, let me explain it as it is until we make the official announcement. Sale of every NFT would come back to the Bollycoin holders. Okay, these Bolly credits would be used to purchase or discount any future NFTs. So in other words, if you want to cash out your Bolly credits, you would have to purchase an NFT or bid for an NFT. And what that does is it keeps the Bolly coin and Bolly credit in the ecosystem, right? Like it all stays within, and removing or getting out of the ecosystem is just that one step harder. So overall, it would be great for the growth of the NFTs and the community in general. However, having said that, the feedback we got was that it's a little confusing, it's not the norm, and people would rather not have it, which is why we are currently working on an alternative mechanism in which people get credited with Bollycoin. So they could directly either sell their Bollycoin on the marketplace or bid for an NFT, or simply stake it, which is what the community wants as a whole. So as you can see, like we're always listening to our community, because the whole purpose is to create a DAO and make it as decentralized as possible.
Yeah, by the way, guys, none of this is for financial advice. So please do your own research. And that's the whole idea of this AMA also, that you know as much as information as possible, and then you take a decision for yourself. What are the measures? So Mithilesh Gupta asks, what are the measures to make sure that Bollycoin will be a deflationary token? So I think he's asking whether there'll be a token burn or something like that, where you reduce the token supply.
Right. So as of now, we have a fixed supply of 100 million, and we don't have any burns in place or planned for now. I think it's more important that we focus on the product. Like, the crypto community loves the burn, right? It's a great marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
But I think it's more important that for now we just focus on the product. We get the best of Bollywood onto the blockchain, and our time on doing that rather than doing a burn for the sake of marketing. Yeah.
So as of now, there is no such plan, but maybe in future you might come up with one. Again, your screen is frozen, so I'm not sure if you're.
Yes. Oh.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So I guess. So my point of view is always that it's about creating the utility for the token. If there are more utility, it automatically will hold value. There's another question from Mithilesh.
Right, exactly.
He says that Mithilesh again. He says, which all major production houses will be part of this, apart from the 4 listed in the white paper? So he has gone through the white paper, which is a good thing. What is the plan to get more production houses content ownership in the platform?
As of now, we obviously can't reveal any names. Yeah, right. However, we have Atul, who's a really big name in Bollywood, who's actively working on the key factor in Bollycoin being a success is us going to be able to get the best content onto our platform, right? So whether it's the biggest actors for their personal NFTs or whether it's the most iconic movies. So as of now, our team is solely focusing on getting the next biggest production houses on board. And we do have some exciting announcements coming up, but of course I can't reveal any names now. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vaibhav has a very good question. He says that Vaibhav says, will price of minting would be fixed or there would be an auction? And also, what's the estimated cost of minting?
The of minting and so these are details that we will be finalizing and releasing probably by the first week of December. These numbers are not finalized because we're working very actively with the tech team to create an ecosystem that will be best for everyone, as well as including the community's feedback into it. So that's why we can't officially release these numbers. However, we will be making that announcement by the first week of December.
So yeah, a lot of announcement to come by December, guys. So you have to. So as of now, we don't have any price on what would be the auction price or minting price.
So when you I think he was talking about by auction price. I'm not sure if he was talking about the NFTs or.
Yeah. So basically, when we let's say So basically, let's say if you release an NFT, right? So let's say Superstars NFT. Now, how do you like? So do you do an auction for like who is bidding the highest? Or like
no. So if you're talking about the NFTs, then of course that would vary depending on the NFT. It would also depend on the agreement we have with the production office. And we are most probably going to be doing a Dutch auction. So the community in general tends to prefer that, the crypto community as well. But in terms of the actual initial price at which the auctions would start, it would depend on which NFT it is and the collection, of course.
Right. So So yeah, I mean, Merrick Daps asked that what are the other partnership in the pipeline? Do they plan to collaborate with Tollywood?
We are actually already in talks with a few names from Tollywood, just because it's such a big industry. And of course, we can't reveal any names, but we are open to the collaborations, and hopefully by February we could have a lot of other content producers on board as well outside the Bollywood industry. But for now, the Bollywood industry is our main focus.
Right. Bilal says that rules for international investors, and the second question is, which bank will back Bollycoin? I guess anyone can buy from. It's not a rule or such, or national or international investor. Is that right?
So I mean, there are a few restricted countries that are not allowed to participate, but besides that, yeah, it's pretty much open to everyone. Yeah, you could go through the terms and conditions on our website to know if your country is allowed to buy the NFTs. That's a bit of a technical question in terms of legal aspects that I don't necessarily want to get into. I'm sorry, what was the second question, Shah?
So the second question was, which bank will back Bollycoin? I'm not sure if that's something that you have. Yeah, I mean, I guess
I'm not entirely sure what that means.
So basically,
just in terms of go on.
Yeah, so I think I mean, here we don't need a bank actually to back a project, because it's a decentralized community. It's the people who get interested in a project and they buy it with Ethereum or whatever crypto they have. And
I suppose what he was trying to say. Sorry for cutting you off, Shiv. I suppose what the question was, because Indian banks have had this whole problem with dealing with crypto exchanges. So we are not gonna have an actual INR solution in our first MVP. However, after that, we will be looking to integrate INR solutions that would directly potentially deal with banks. But as of now, in the first product, we would not have one. So that question.
Yeah, there's no fiat support for now. It's only Bollycoin that you purchase. Awesome. Yeah, this is like why the Bollycoin price is high. Like, what was the price for the initial sale that started?
It was at 10. It was at 10 cents.
10 cents.
A lot of people also said that it's priced too low. We got a little bit of a mixed response. Also, a lot of people were asking how we got to that valuation of 10 cents. We estimated the price based on the tie-ups that we already have in the industry and the potential NFTs which we are going to be selling in the first 2 months of launching. So obviously after the IPO, we're going to have a natural price determination where the market can determine the price, and hopefully after that we'll know whether the true value of Bollycoin.
Right. Alpha Ankit says that white paper says Bollycoin want to become the door of finance to the Bollywood industry. On the other hand, we saw so many other Indian artists started announcing their NFTs to their platform. Why Bollycoin is not making partnerships? So I guess
that's a good question. I think that there've been a couple of famous Indian celebrities who have made their NFT announcements, and we are looking to actively tie up with them as well, just for future NFTs. As you know, we already have Salman Khan for the static NFTs on board, and we're looking to close the next biggest names in Bollywood. And I assure you, we are actively working on the partnerships with very exciting announcements to be coming.
Yeah. TFL BOLLY says that, I think he answered that question already, that what exchanges listing Bollycoin and what's the first 5 exchanges. And then Adil have a similar question, when WazirX, when CoinDCX. So as you can see, so I think exchanges, I think you already mentioned, Kyle, that it is initially going to be on the DEXs, and then later on you will plan to have it on Indian exchanges as well.
Exactly. So our priority will be the Indian exchanges for the first quarter, just because we want to be able to give access to Bollycoin to as many Bollywood consumers as possible. And after that, we'll be looking at international exchanges.
Yeah. So there have been many questions, some funny ones as well. Deepak yesterday tweeted that, and so is Sudarshan. His tweet is that why should one invest in Bollycoin? And just jokingly has mentioned why not Shiba and Doge, which is of course. But on a serious note, like if anybody who is planning to buy Bollycoin or invest in Bollycoin, what would you recommend? Like what would be your suggestion to them? Why they should be buying it, and what can they expect?
So what I'd say is the primary goal of buying Bollycoin would be to be a part of the Bollycoin family and the community. What that would mean is actually actively being a part of the platform and making proposals, finding ways in which we can improve the entire ecosystem, as well as just helping in any way, shape, or form. That would be the main goal, right? So the goal is not to buy it and flip it a few months later. I want investors who are going to see the true value of it. And yeah, if our objective is met and we get the whole of Bollywood onto the blockchain on Bollycoin, the possibilities are limitless, whether it's the metaverse or whether it's just through selling the NFTs. It's so exciting. And we want investors who see the potential in that, because right now we're at a very early nascent stage, and it's a great time to just join and be a part of the entire journey.
Yeah, Akash says that when roadmap please release. Have you released the roadmap for the?
We have a roadmap on our website, but the specifics regarding the metaverse are going to be out very shortly. Just because we've had a lot of talks with a lot of people from that entire space who want to collab and do some really exciting stuff. It's in the spirit of crypto, right? To be as inclusive as possible. And every other week we have a new possibility. So we're looking to finalize a really solid roadmap and release it very soon.
Yeah, altcoins guy have a great point here. He says that my first question is, will they continue with the same white paper, or they will be white paper 2.0? So
so our new white paper is going to be released very soon, probably this week. We're going to be releasing our new white paper, and there will be a few changes as well to the way the tokenomics will work. But it's all based on feedback from the community, and it's only going to make things better.
So Fashion Group Token, he says that as the pre-sale is over, where is the liquidity locked? Will it be DEX or a centralized exchange? India has less tech-savvy people. Looking at pre-sale took a long period to finish on Trust Wallet and Metamask. Yeah, so I guess his question is that as of now, there is no liquidity as such, right?
So no, we're going to be providing the liquidity in December, right? And after that, like I said, we're looking to target Uniswap for that. Over and above that, we are already in talks with the centralized exchanges. Just because, like he said, and he made a great point, that Indians are not tech savvy and are not too familiar with the non-custodial wallets. So we want to make it as easy as possible for everyone to buy their Bollycoin and then be a part of the community and take part in the DAO. So yeah, by December, these objectives should be met.
So this will be on Polygon network, right?
What the Uniswap liquidity?
Yeah,
that'll be on Ethereum.
That'll be Ethereum. So let's say when you start IDOs, will that be IDO on Ethereum as well? Because the reason I'm asking, because a lot of people. Okay, so when was the token released in the pre-sale? Was it on Uniswap itself? Like, was it on Ethereum network? Sorry. So
yes, it was on the Ethereum network. And we got a lot of feedback from our community saying we're spending $100 in gas and we can't do that. So within a week, we had integrated Polygon, and we moved half our supply to the Polygon network. So we ended the pre-sale with both Ethereum and Polygon.
So IDO would hopefully be on Polygon, because I think a lot of people, Ethereum gas fee is really insane. So if anybody wants to buy.
Right, that's true. So we're initially going to be doing Uniswap, which is on Ethereum, and potentially QuickSwap after that, which would be for Polygon.
Rohit Verma asked, where can I buy Bollycoin? I can't find in the Coin Market Cap. So Coin Market Cap hasn't listed yet, and I don't think you can buy it right now. Is that right? That pre-sale is over now. You'll have to wait for the IDO, correct?
So you can't buy right now. You're gonna have to wait till December. In terms of Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko, we are just waiting to finalize the white paper, the second version of the white paper, because once we lock in on those tokenomics that we got from our community, then we can't change that. So we're just looking to lock that in, and within this week we should have white paper V2 on Gecko.
Great. I think this will be the last question I'll take from Twitter, which is, I would like to know what types of NFTs will be released on the platform. I think we discussed that. Also, one suggestion to include avatar collections as NFTs, because this concept sits very well with Bollywood, as could be seen with Big B Punks, which was huge success.
Yeah. Who is this question from?
This is from VK47.8.
To the Bollycoin community and give us suggestions, whether it's on Discord or you can even DM us on Twitter, because we're always looking for collaboration, especially with NFT artists and different ideas.
Yeah. Do you have a Discord?
So, yeah, it'd be great if you could actually reach out.
Kyle, your voice is breaking again. Sorry, your network, bad network. Hey, Kyle.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Jeff. Yes, sorry, I dropped out.
Yeah. So I think community does have a lot of suggestions for you. You can see already I saw the similar. So there have been mixed opinion. Okay. So if I have to give my point of view, I've seen the mixed reaction. So basically there are some people who are extremely excited about this project, and it's a way for them to connect with the stars that they have been watching for so long, and and hopefully participate financially in this ecosystem, because as of now, until now, there was no way for people to financially participate. Like, yeah, you can go ahead, buy a ticket and watch a movie, and that's it. Like, there was no financial rewards. NFTs, the way I look at it, that you can be a part of it, you can hold them, and hopefully if the NFTs prices goes up, if there's a huge demand, so there's a financial participation that happens through NFTs, which wasn't possible until now. So that's how I look at it. Given that the team does well, and you have a clear vision of as to what you want to achieve. The other kind of reactions that I have seen is that, oh, okay, this is another celebrity coin, this is another celebrity NFT, and probably a money grab. So there have been mixed reactions. So I think it's good to have to be skeptical about things, at the beginning. So what would you say to anyone who is skeptical about it, and what do you think can go wrong, if at all, had to, like, of course you're trying your best, your team is working and everything, but tell us, tell everybody, like anybody who is skeptical about it, what would you say about the whole project?
Firstly, I think it's great to be skeptical, especially in the crypto space, just because there's so many ill-wishers and projects that don't have great intentions. I think it's the success of Bollycoin is not going to depend on whether we address these little doubters and it's not going to depend on how many shillers we get or any of that, right? It's going to depend on the product and the best content on Bolly or on Bolly, really focusing on doing what's important and getting the best NFTs and exploring the metaverse and doing that side of things and making sure the product is as good as it can be. And yeah, so that's pretty much the most important thing that the team should focus on. And I think it's going to be very evident by the first week of December that the standard of the community is going to be at the very highest level, and that is why I'd rather let the platform and the product speak for itself. Again, it's very important that we do have doubters just initially, but I hope in the long run we can very humbly prove them wrong.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great answer. It's the product that should speak for itself, and I guess that once one by one you start releasing the product and people start using and interacting, then probably there'll be more confidence and trust. And so I mean, so when can people see the first product? Like December, you said, is that right? December is when we see the actual.
Yeah. So right. So although we've not made any official announcements about this, we're going to be doing a charity NFT in December, and the concept of it is really exciting. Can't give you any of the actual details yet, but yeah, it's going to be probably the most exciting launch for Bollycoin that we could imagine. Awesome. And yeah, we're trying to get a lot of the best people from the industry on board, and the entire thing is going to be donated to a charity, and we're going to be using that as sort of the launch or the Kickstarter.
Well, yeah, I'll be looking forward to it. It's really exciting, as you can already see. Do you have a Discord community? Where can people contribute to their opinion, and where can people be a part of the discussion? Do you have a Discord group?
All right. Yes, we do have a Discord group. You could get the link within on our website. The Discord link it will be at the footer of the website. So we actively encourage people to just come and be a part of the community, even if it doesn't mean buying Bollycoin or buying the NFT. We're just really open to collaborative suggestions and having artists and content creators come on board here.
I like that. Well, awesome to talk to you, Kyle. It's been awesome. There were so many questions answered, and like I said, I'm looking forward to this project. And so yeah, so you have a Twitter account. I'll post all the links for Twitter and for Discord. You guys can join and be a part of the discussion, and hopefully as the product launches, as the progresses, maybe we'll have a sort of conversation again once we are on a next level. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And let's definitely do this again once running.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kyle, and have a nice day. Take care.
All right. Bye, Shiv. Bye.
Bye.